Okay, we have, given that y is 2 to the power of x, show that 2 to the power of 2 times x plus 1 minus 17 to the power of 2 to the x plus 8 equals 0 can be written in this form here. Not a bad question to start with, but there is a bit of a little trick here, and hence solve this thing over here. Remember that if you can't do the first part, please attempt the second part. Hence usually means, to use your previous answer, and in this case you can do that. So let's start with here though. So what I'm going to do to start with, this is the tricky bit, I think, this bit here. So 2 to the power of 2x plus 1. I'm going to split this up into 2 to the power of 2x times 2. Okay, and what I've done there is I've treated that like, what I'll do is I'll put 2 to the 1 there, so that's a bit more clear. This is 2 to the power of 2x times 2 to the power of 1. The bases are the same, we add the powers, so hopefully you can see how that matches up. Minus 17, 2 to the power of x, plus 8 equals 0. Now I can start to make some substitutions a little bit. I'm still going to take my time here, but this just now becomes 2 times, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this up. Remember, if you times 2 powers together, it means that you took a power and you rose it to another power. Rose? Yeah, sure. So I'm going to write this as 2 to the power of x squared. So remember, power to a power, you multiply these together. 2 times x is 2x, so these two things are exactly the same. Take away 17 to the power of 2 to the power of x. There we go. And now I'm just going to substitute in. It tells me that y is 2 to the power of x, so this now becomes 2 times, well, this is just y squared. Take away 17y plus 8 equals 0. And would you look at that, that's exactly what we had. Okay, so you don't need to really worry too much about it. This is the tricky bit, I think, remembering that 2x is the same as x squared when you're talking about powers like that. So this is 2 to the power of x all squared. That does mean the same thing. Okay, now hence solve this again. Well, we've just found out that we can equate this to a much nicer quadratic. This quadratic here, 2y squared minus 17y plus 8 equals 0. It is solvable, and it's factorizable as well, so we don't even need to use the quadratic formula, which is handy in this case. You can do it whichever way you want though, quadratic formula, factorization, complete the square even if you like. I'm going to factorize it because I think it's the easiest way without a calculator. So we have 2y squared, I'll just go ahead and write it down again, take away 17y plus 8 equals 0. So that's what we had. So let's go ahead and solve it. This becomes 2y and y. This is negative, this is positive, so I can safely say that we've got two negatives. And now we've got to figure out which way around they go. We need to make a negative 17, so I reckon that if we put the 8 there and the 1 there, this becomes negative 16y minus 1y, and that gives me my answer. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'll go ahead and solve it. So therefore we've got 2y minus 1 equals 0, or we've got y minus 8 equals 0. This, however, was... Oh no, let's solve it first. So this becomes y equals the half, and y equals 8. Okay. Remember though, this was not what we were asked to solve. We solved the quadratic that we formed ourselves. This isn't the problem that we needed to solve. The problem that we needed to solve was that y equals 2x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to resubstitute 2 to the power of x back into both of these. And I've got 2 to the power of x equals a half. And then I've got 2 to the power of x equals 8. Okay. We don't have a calculator in this exam, so these are hopefully either obvious or easily work-outable. If we did have a calculator, we can obviously introduce logarithms and work it out from there. But just ask yourself the question, what do you raise 2 to what power to get a half? Well, this is... yeah, so, sorry, I thought I was about to sneeze. 2 to the power of x equals a half. Remember, this is just a reciprocal of 2, and reciprocals are always negative powers. I suppose you could try some, but hopefully we can just see that it's just negative 1. 2 to the power of negative 1 just becomes a half. Negative 1 just means take the reciprocal. So 2 to the power of x equals 8. So 2 to some power x equals 8. Well, actually, you can just try it. 8 quite clearly 2 cubed. Yeah, I'm not going to say much more about that. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Good.